You ever wonder what really separates the massively successful from, well, everyone else? Here's a hint. It's not what they do from 9 to 5. Nope. The real secret, the absolute game changer, is what they do with their free time.
All right, so let's really get into it. It's a question we all ask ourselves, right? Why is it that some people just take off, building these incredible lives, while most of us feel like we're running on a treadmill, working hard but not really going anywhere? The answer, and this might surprise you, is actually pretty simple. And it's hiding in plain sight, in that 1 or 2 hours you get to yourself every single day.
And this right here, this lays it all out, doesn't it? On one hand, you have successful people who treat their free time like it's a precious investment. They're learning, they're growing, they are actively building their future. And on the other hand, well, most people just see it as time to kill. You know, scrolling, consuming, just passing the time. It really is the difference between designing your future and just letting it wash over you. So who are we going to listen to on this? Well, how about one of the most successful investors of all time, Warren Buffett? He's a guy who knows a thing or two about smart investments. And he believes that if you learn to invest your free time correctly, you can completely change your life. See, he didn't just get rich by investing money. He got there by investing his time.
Okay, so how do we actually do this? Where do we start? Well, the first place to invest is in the most important asset you'll ever have, yourself. It's all about using that free time to upgrade you. Look, let's be real. The world is changing at lightning speed. A hot skill today could be not so hot in a few years. And smart people get this. They don't see learning a new skill as homework. They see it as an investment in their own security. Think about it. Things like coding, public speaking, video editing, copywriting. You spend just 30 to 60 minutes a day on one of these, and a year from now, you're a completely different and way more valuable person. But out of all the skills you can learn, there is one that is king. And that's financial education. Seriously, because what's the point of learning to make a ton of money if you have no idea how to manage it? It'll just slip through your fingers. Learning how money really works and how to make it work for you, that's the bedrock of real freedom. Now, this number, 30%, it's pretty shocking, right? And while the source data was about health in India, the idea behind it is something we can all relate to. We tell ourselves this huge lie all the time. I just don't have time to be healthy. Really? Because it's amazing how we find hours to scroll through our phones. The truth is, your health isn't some luxury item. It's the car that's supposed to get you to your dreams. If that car breaks down, well, the journey's over. Simple as that.
You know, here's a really cool concept. Our bodies are something called anti-fragile. That sounds fancy, but it just means that unlike, say, a wine glass that shatters under pressure, our bodies actually get stronger from it. That bit of stress from exercise, it doesn't weaken you. It literally builds you up. We're not talking about running a marathon here. Even just 20 minutes of walking or yoga can completely change your energy for the day and make you stronger for the long haul.
And maybe the ultimate hack for upgrading yourself, it's reading. I mean, think about it. You can download a lifetime of someone else's experiences, all their mistakes, their biggest wins, their aha moments, and you can absorb it all in just a few hours. It's like a time machine. Warren Buffett himself says a single book, The Intelligent Investor, was a huge part of his success. So ask yourself, what could you learn in the next 30 minutes you are planning to scrolling? All right, so you're investing in yourself, which is awesome. What's next? The next big investment is in your relationships. This is where you start to expand your influence and open doors you didn't even know were there. We've all heard this quote a million times, right? But do we ever really stop and think about it? Seriously, take a second. The 5 people you hang out with the most, are they pushing you forward or are they kind of holding you back? Because here's the thing, the biggest leaps in your life often come not from what you know, but from who you know. This comparison just nails it. What you know, your skills, that's your engine. It determines how powerful you could be. But who you know, your network, that's the road. It determines where you can actually go. You can have a Ferrari engine, but if you're stuck on a dirt path, you're not getting very far. That's why using your free time to connect with awesome, growth-minded people is one of the smartest things you can possibly do.
So, what's the best way to build that network and connect with those people? It all comes down to communication. And get this, Warren Buffett himself makes this wild claim. He says that just by improving your communication skills, you can increase your personal value by at least 50%. Instantly. I mean, just look at that number. 50%.
That's not just another skill to add to the list. It's a multiplier. It's like a supercharger for every other skill you have. You could have the most brilliant idea in the world, but if you can't explain it to anyone, it's worthless. Spending your free time getting better at speaking, writing, or just telling a good story, the return on that investment is just off the charts.
Okay, so you're upgrading your skills, you're building your network, you're doing all the right things. But all that knowledge, all those connections, it's all completely useless without one final, absolutely critical piece of the puzzle: action. And this is such a fundamental truth of life, isn't it? Everybody has ideas. You get them in the shower, driving to work, right before you fall asleep. The world is literally overflowing with good ideas. But the people who actually change their lives aren't the ones with the best ideas. They're the ones who execute.
Just look at Buffett's own story. This is the perfect example. He didn't sit around waiting to be an expert or for the perfect moment to strike. At 11 years old, he bought his first stock. As a kid, he was out there selling Coke door to door and delivering newspapers. We're not talking about some grand, world-changing plan. We're talking about small, simple actions taken consistently that laid the groundwork for everything that came later.
So, why don't we act? If it's so important, what stops us? It's usually one of these three things, right? The fear of failing, the fear of what other people will say, and this trap we all fall into, waiting for the perfect time. But I'm going to let you in on a little secret. There is no perfect time. It's a myth. It doesn't exist.
And this quote just says it all perfectly. You don't have to be great to get started, but you absolutely have to start if you ever want to be great. That first step is going to be messy. Your first attempt at anything is going to be a little clumsy, and that's okay. That one imperfect, messy first step is 1,000,000 times more valuable than the brilliant, perfect plan that you never, ever act on. You just have to start. So after all of this, it really just boils down to a simple choice. That little bit of free time you have today, that's the clay you're going to use to build your tomorrow. So what are you going to do with it? Are you going to let it just slip through your fingers, or are you going to invest it? Are you going to build, or are you going to consume? The future is decided in these moments, and the choice is all yours.